Y'all, this shit's getting crazy. Okay, let me say my hellos. Let's get through all that. Giving y'all a heads up. One, I'm gonna start putting chapters for Replayed Squad or Replay Crew, whatever y'all call yourselves. That way they can skip the intro and the hellos and just get to the meat and potatoes. Or if I'm covering multiple stories, they can just go to that. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing that. I did that with my last video, and like looking at analytics and stuff, it seems like it's working. So I'm gonna start doing that. Two, this one is going to be jam-packed with stuff, so I may not look at the what do you call it, chat. Sorry. I may not look at the chat as much because there is a lot to cover on this one, because I want to take a look at Creepshow's stalker video. Okay, and if she ends up deleting it, that's fine. We got a copy, it's no big deal. So let me get through the hellos. Remember, chat rules. No drama in the chat. You dislike somebody, take it to Twitter. You know, take that to those streets. These streets are good. The streets for everybody. You know, we're all about, you know, I don't want to say peace and love because I'm not trying to be like H3, but you know what I mean. Okay. Let's not call anybody out of their name, even Creepshow, even though she's doing this crazy stuff. Let's not call her like the B word and stuff like that. Let's not do that. You know, we can handle this like adults. And, please be respectful to mods. Mods know, knows the rules, and just please be respectful, etc., etc., and I think we're gonna be all good. Now let me go through and say hello to everybody, and then we can get started. Alright. Marianne, hello. Cheryl, Nancy, Dreamy. Oh, I like the way you did that, Dreamy. Amber Chick, Maria, Cheryl. Okay, I already said Cheryl, I think. Pretend Fashionista, Chelsea, Wendy, hey. Oh, and thank you for, yay, we hit 1,000 subs. Woohoo! Nancy P. Drama Parody, hey. A-Nay, Tetra, Rainbow Bright, Andrew. What's up, Andrew? Mr. 10. Mr. 10 made it. Hey, what's up, Mr. 10? Ashley Wong. Charlotte on the web. How you doing, Charlotte? Raina is here. How you doing, Raina? Robin, Amanda, my baby Amanda's in here. I haven't seen her in a while. Did I miss anybody? I know I did. Brittany's here. How you doing, Brittany? Gadget. I'm just gonna say Gadget, but Gadget's last nerve. How you doing? Tetra. I think I said my baby Tetra. And I think that is about it. If I missed you, I am so sorry. It was not intentional. And let me tell you something. Amber Chick was on it today. As soon as I hit live, she was in there. I was like, good God. Oh, thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Kathy Ann, how you doing? Hayden, how you doing? First live, not the best of circumstances to find you in since I liked Creepshow, but after seeing the Hello Leash stuff and now this, I just can't. Yeah, I mean, I get it. This is actually a stressful situation for a lot of people because Creepshow Art, she touched a lot of people, whether it was through her friends on YouTube or her audience. And, yeah, it's a messed up situation. It's a very messed up situation, you know, and I feel for her friends. I mean, because how, you know, I was, watching Peanut Gallery, which, by the way, she is my new favorite live streamer. Oh my God, I love her. I love her. Like, I want to be, like, on a panel with her or something, or some kind of collab with her. I love her. You just don't understand. She is awesome. So far from what I've seen like 3 or 4 live streams of her so far. I love her. I love her energy. She is like rambunctious like I am. I'm like, oh, we were meant to be friends. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, Maria. Oh, man. Awesome. So yeah. Oh my God, what was I saying? I was saying something. I was in the middle of saying something and I forgot what it was. Oh, I love that channel so much. Her voice sounds like... I'm gonna be honest. her voice makes me happy. Like I am like thoroughly happy when I hear her speak. Like it just brings me joy. It brings me joy. Yeah, she's awesome. All right. So yeah, I feel sorry for the friends. I mean, imagine if you were really close with someone that you talk to practically every day, and then to come find out things didn't add up. Tipster put out his video. I was actually surprised to see it, to be very honest with you. But he pretty much just, I mean, I can't say anything bad about what he said. Tipster pretty much said it from the point of view where he's talked to her all the time. But pretty much same thing everybody else is saying. You know, it's like, what is this crap you were pulling? All right, let me pull up what we're going to do real quick. And then I'll let y'all see what I'm looking at. All right. So I guess we'll start with the explosive part. All right, let me switch y'all over. We got a lot to cover today, y'all. We got a lot to cover today. Oh, yeah, no problem, Wendy. You're good. Real life always comes first. Remember that. Creepshow has basically ended her own career by refusing to respond. Listen. Now, I know how all this looks. I've had my feelings about Creepshow for a while, and I know that sounds like a stigma because everybody's saying that now. But just from, again, like I told y'all the story about my friend, I've pretty much known that the Creepshow that panders and what they call love bomb people, that wasn't Creepshow. Not the Creepshow that I knew from my friend and then seeing her on different streams and stuff like that. That wasn't, there's two sides to her. Let's put it that way. So, alright. So, we're going, EmilyArtfull, yesterday, came out with this bomb. Holy crap, but I was so tired last night. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm so tired. Alright, so, EmilyArtfull came out and said, this just needs to be said. This woman has tormented me for years and years. I know her because my ex-boyfriend dated her after me. I moved on, but they continue to harass and stalk me. And then she added this, which we'll pull up. And sorry if you got blinded because of the white background. I am currently shaking and crying because Creepshow Art is finally being exposed for the absolute terrible person she is. I have known Shannon for many years, even years before she started her YouTube channel. She has copied, stalked, harassed, and threatened me and my children's lives. She has used revenge porn against me, tried to use my drug addiction against me. She has literally gotten me fired from multiple jobs, causing me to be homeless. This person has pushed me to the brink of suicide multiple times and then tried to blame it on a mutual friend when I finally caught her red-handed by tracing her IP. Shannon, you are Amy. All the things you claim Amy did to you are the things you did to me. Receipts to come. I've got years worth of them. Shannon serves that she is still stuck in the Tumblr days of 2010s, been highly sanctimonious, been doing the exact opposite of what she preaches about. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Shanoa? Yep. Yeah, I'm tending to think so. Alright. The fact that she is saying her stalker did all of this to frame her is fucking hilarious. Because she has literally been making fake EmilyArtfull accounts all over the internet for years. To try and cancel me. Over the most random shit. What's even more fucked up is she'd fabricate this drama and then make sock puppet accounts posing as a viewer concerned and then would send me screenshots that she took. When she first started out doing YouTube, she would deliberately copy my thumbnails or titles. Then message me under a sock account saying, "Oh my God, Creepshow Art is copying you," egging me on to attack her. But guess what? I never did. I very politely asked her to maybe change her title, but also said it's her channel and she can do whatever she wants. She was very nice in person, agreed to change it. Mind you, I still had no idea who she was at this point. And then I guess she went to lolcow. And by the way, it is lolcow. It's not LOLcow. It's lolcow. To claim that EmilyArtfull is bullying small creators with zero proof. Because, as I said, I was very polite. Then she screenshot that post and sent to me under another sock puppet. I didn't put two and two together for a long time. Alright. And then, there's a couple of these under here. Okay, so go after her legally, get her charged with all the evidence you have. She may face jail time. I've already had a police file on her cyber harassment and have consulted with the lawyer in the past. Once I figured out who was harassing me, I just decided to let it go. I figured eventually karma would do its job, and it looks like that's what's happening. Okay, hold on, there was another one. I think she posted that before I came. Yeah, she did post that before you came out with your statement. Because she did it earlier that day. Okay, there was another one on there saying, is her husband involved? And she said if her husband is her ex-boyfriend that she ended up marrying, that Creepshow ended up, if Creepshow ended up marrying Emily's ex-boyfriend, then yes, the husband is involved. But the thing is, we don't know if the husband is the ex-boyfriend, okay? So, still kind of no husband talk, because we don't know if it's him or not, for sure. Creepshow has middle school energy. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So, now, it's funny that Peanut Gallery said what she said, I want to say yesterday, it was yesterday, well, she had 2 lives yesterday, I believe, but it's funny because my friend told me the same thing last night. They have been watching EmilyArtfull for years, okay, and they remember a particular video that EmilyArtfull made, and now they're wondering if that was actually about Creepshow. Then, on top of that, they would watch EmilyArtfull and think, this is what Creepshow is trying to be. And at the beginning, they would think that Creepshow was copying Emily, because they have watched Emily before Creepshow came around. So, it's just funny because the way Peanut Gallery put it and the way my friend put it last night or the night before, it was, yeah, it had been last night because that came out and it was after that. The way my friend put it, it was almost the same verbiage. I was like, whoa, okay. All right, so. What's up, Sue M? What's up, Selfie Queen? How you doing, Megan? All right, so let's go back to bookmarks. Now, on top of all this crap, we have this person coming out of the woodwork. Now, let's look at something real quick. This person, 0 following, 12 followers. They just made it June of 2021. We're only 9 days into June, FYI. Okay. And apparently they sent a video to Banish Journo. Okay. Because this is how, okay, yeah. So this person, in regards to the whole Creepshow Art situation, the accusations made by Emily, hashtag Creepshow Art. This person says, we haven't seen any proof of this. Same as we haven't seen any proof from Sand Inside. I don't know how so many people are so fast to jump on one side instead of looking at the bigger picture. Hello, this is the internet. In the end, it could still be possible that as many people think, but OFC, I forgot what OFC, in the direction of Shannon being the bad guy, EmilyArtfull is in fact Amy and really stalks Shannon. And now that she has seen how majority of people gangs up on Shannon, she feels safe with just continuing her shitty games. Okay, let's take that statement for a second. And now that she has seen how the majority of people gangs up on Shannon. Okay, let's take that statement. Thank you for the subscribe. I don't see who it is yet because I'm on another screen, but thank you. Let's take that statement for a second. What did I say last live? There was an inherent fear of Creepshow Art. Why was there an inherent fear of Creepshow Art? Creepshow Art. Why was that? Because she ran around with the Goon Squad. I would say half of the Goon Squad members, or a few of the Goon Squad members, they're problematic. They're problematic. And have been known when they go after somebody, they go after somebody very hard. Okay? So there were channels that are scared of the Goon Squad for that very reason. We're talking about the whole Creepshow Art stuff. Okay, so now that they see her down, now they feel more, okay, let me speak. Now, in Emily's case, if Emily's case is true, she spent years in fear. Now that Creepshow has been exposed, again, because we technically really don't know for a fact, and I'm telling you, if this is her upload, we're going to stop what we're doing. I'm letting y'all know now. Nope, it's not. Okay. Best believe I have the bell rung on her channel. Okay. So, she feels comfortable coming out and saying that because, you know, it makes sense the reason why she came out. Alright, so to continue. I am sorry, but to me, it's super fishy that she didn't show any kind of evidence right away. Well, it's super fishy to me. The Creepshow is not saying any kind of evidence either. And Creepshow is actually telling her friends, do not defend me. And she actually, in that long-ass story, thank you for the subscribe, in that long-ass story she put on her community tab, she admits to one IP address, but she doesn't know which. How do you know which IP address it is? I'm going to tell you now. Say that crap to me. I want to see the IP address. What IP address do you have of me? How do you know what I was on, when I was on, and what device I was on? You show me. She didn't do that. I'm just saying. Thank you for the subscribe. So, hello, we live in 2021. You can fake literally any kind of message. Again, what IP did you have of me? Anyway, I wasn't going in this with the intention to defend Shannon, but holy shit, legit, no one is having her back, and it's honestly disgusting. She asked people not to have her back. She asked people not to have her back. Literally asked her friends not to have her back. Saying the lolcow admins proved it to be her is just so dumb. Obviously, you don't know lolcow and their past. They didn't prove anything. They just said, we see it's her IP and cookies and blah. They said it. No, I don't know how and why people follow this blindly without not even considering for a second. One, to be an admin of a site that only exists to bash female creators, you really have to be a dick. They don't just bash female creators, but it is kind of 4channy over there. I'm not a part of it. Plus, I don't know how to, yeah. Two, this could have been fabricated by the admins to bring some more attention to lolcow. Lolcow really doesn't care if they have attention or not. They just don't want people to break their rules. Period. Lolcow doesn't need the attention. If you know about lolcow, you know about lolcow, okay? It is up to you whether you want to go on there or not. For me, I'm good over here, just saying. Yeah, so that right there, you can tell she doesn't even understand what locale is. And to anyone saying, well, I would have handled it X different, or if I was Shannon, I would, yeah, you are not her. She handled things differently. Same as any person has different ways of handling things. From the start of this, I haven't been on anyone's RTG side because this might be awful for her mental. But then again, Shannon struggles with mentally too. Struggles mentally too. Whether it's the kind of struggle that is according to society makes her worthy of care or support, or her being the narcissist piece of trash people make her out to be. Everyone is deserving of help, so give her an effing break. Well, so then people were looking at how that was written, and some people are like, okay, you're trying to shit stir and you don't know what you're talking about. And some people are like, hi, Shannon. How are you? How are you doing? So they get into this thing about, and apparently she sent a video to Tipster, which I think is kind of funny that she sent it to Bannister. But then again, he might be part of this conversation and I don't know it because Tipster has me blocked. So I'll have to go back and look later. But they were like, listen, if you're not Shannon, show an ID or, better yet, do a video and hold up the tag on the Twitter so we can see you're not Shannon. So apparently she sent a video to Bannister, so we'll have to wait and see what Tipster says about that. So, yeah, somebody's trying to shit stir. Out of any popular person, why would the site choose a mediocre-sized YouTuber? It's not about her. Well, it's not about the site choosing her. It's about her acting up on the site and breaking about 4, maybe 5 rules that they had. And they specifically says in Rule 2, if you break these rules, we will out you. And they have outed, 3 other YouTubers for practically doing the same thing. Yeah, Tipster's upset. You can tell in the video he was upset. Thank you for the, subscribe. Yeah, you can tell Tipster's upset. Absolutely. Pigeon. In the stream last night, someone let her know, please. Tipster isn't involved with except for being hurt by Shannon. Oh, I can't tell Tipster anything. He has me blocked, so. I can't tell Tipster anything. Why would the website use her to get attention? Oh, okay. I don't think the website is using her to get attention. I think the website is basically doing exactly what they said they would do, that they will out you publicly if you misuse the website. They've done this to other YouTubers before. And they've made examples of other YouTubers who did the exact same thing, and they're like, okay, well, you broke the rules. How you doing, bitchy sarcastic mom? I hope your vacation was good. I was jealous looking at you all poolside having fun. Calamitous. Them's the breaks. Yep. The goon squad is starting to fall apart. Whew. Let me tell you. They are definitely having some issues. Oh, wait. There was something else I wanted to show y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back to bookmarks. Okay, so. This person said 0. Which actually, what this person said, I said this last night. I want to say to my friend, I said to somebody, okay? Now, I want y'all to think. EmilyArtfull said that Creepshow has been stalking her for 10 years. Creepshow talked about how her stalker was stalking her for 8 years, and then for 2+ years was apparently on a hateful website, which we all know now is locale, talking about her, etc., etc. And of course, my thing shut down because I wasn't pressing anything. And for 2 years was on that site. 8 + 2 is 10. I'm just saying. Hold on, let me sign back into this laptop. Sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. Okay, so 8 + 2 is 10. Just saying. So, Sid0 over here said, to anyone following the Creepshow Art drama, I just made a theory that is very possible true. A thread. EmilyArtfull recently shared that she's been stalked by Shannon for 10 years and has proof, which will come in due time, which I cannot wait to see this. Recently, Shannon made a post saying she wants to handle everything offline for no close friends to defend her. 2 years ago, Shannon made a video on how she was stalked by Amy for 8 years. Amy, I believe, was Emily. However, Emily was the one getting stalked for 10 years. 8 plus 2 is 10. If the receipts add up, that means the whole Amy situation is false. I did not doubt Shannon had a stalker, but it's definitely not Amy. It's just a theory, though. And then... Okay, hold on, because she said something somewhere. Because he ended up saying, yeah, I knew it. Like, she agreed with him. I think it was on the video. So, EmilyArtfull thinks that Shannon put out that video after she confronted Shannon about stalking her. Like, the IP address and everything. So, for what EmilyArtfull is saying, everything that she said Amy did to her, she was actually doing to Emily. So, I kind of want to look at that video. Alright, what's going on in the chat? How y'all doing? Let me plug in my headset. Let me pull the video up. No freaking way that a real hacker who is able to IP is just framing her by talking trash. All of her videos would be deleted. That's what I'm saying. Let me tell you something. Okay? The people that I used to know, quote, okay, used to know, all right? Used to know, all right? The people I used to know that would do some dirty deeds on the internet, okay? I can tell you now, they would not have left her videos up. They would have deleted every single one of them. They wouldn't have just fucked with the community tab. Just saying. She was still getting hundreds of thousands of views while she was hacked. Come on now. Come on now. Let's think with our brain. Oh my God, Ashley Lily actually made it. How you doing, Ashley? But I actually want to watch this stalker video because I am actually really curious. Because I want to watch it, and then I want to see how it adds up when Emily comes out, which she is working on it. She did put out that she is still working on that video, and I'm pretty sure she's got years of receipts. It's probably not going to be tonight, but I have the cell phone right beside me. Thank you for the subscribe. I have the cell phone right beside me, and if we get that alert, we're watching it, all right? I'm on the case, guys. I'm on the case. All right. Give me 1 second. Oh my God. Go. Now watch the videos. No, I'm just kidding. The video better not be like gone by the time I get there. I mean, if it is, that's fine. I got a copy of it. It's no big deal. It'll just be funny. Come on, 2 years. Let's go. It hits different when you keep in mind that Amy is maybe not real or Shannon herself. No, I agree. I 100% agree with that. Alright, there we go.
If you read the...
Alright. Alright, so anything else before we start this? Oh, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. Yeah, we finally made 1K. I was so excited. I was like, no! At one point, I was at like 998, and then it dropped down to 993, and I'm like, it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. And then it hit it. I was so excited. Thank you. I appreciate everybody in here. I appreciate it. Amy is Shannon. I wholeheartedly believe it. Thank you for the subscribe. Who is Ashley Lily? Ashley Lily is a content creator. She is actually a good friend of Shannon, Creepshow Art. I found Ashley through the whole Chris Hansen. And then I would see her a lot in Repzilla's live, and now she has her own channel. She's an awesome person. Really nice. Very nice. Love Ashley. How you doing, Azrael? Thank you for being here. Alright. Thank you, Queen of Spade. Let's not call anybody out on their name now. We don't do that in here, but I know what you meant. Well, it wasn't due to Davi. Well, Ashley Lily is a survivor of Davi Vanities, and she used her voice for good to let people know basically what a piece of shit he is. And, yes, she went through the Chris Hansen route, and then things happened with Chris Hansen. Let's not get into that story, because I'm not going in that debacle, because he's trash too. Thank you for the subscribe, y'all. I appreciate it. But, yes, she has her own channel now. I've seen her on, Repzilla Live. Saw her on I think you were on a couple of Edwin's lives, too. But she's an awesome person. I love Ashley. Ashley's cool. Alright, so, I want to watch this Creepshow Art video. I was stalked for 8+ years. Because if Emily is saying what she's saying, that you are Amy, and what you say Amy did to you is what you did to me, I want to hear it. So. Alright, Creepshow talks fast. I'm going to put it to 125. Because she's a speed talker.
The title of this video...
Alright, hold on. We got to do something with the volume. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Alright.
And you know that it's going to be about harassment and online stalking. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, of videos on the internet where the person is crying about this story and trying to fucked up why what I did was wrong, and I'm going to continue for about a month or two under the name Sasuke Uchiha 666. It was terrible. When Amy and I first became friends, we exchanged email addresses and AIM information with each other. And for all of the children in the audience who don't know what AIM is, it was the first messenger that was available, and it was by far superior to everything we have now. You could put away messages, you had a little picture icon that could be a GIF. It was just amazing. And since
oh my god, Shannon, come on.
Feel free to click that other video. After that, I was distraught, but ready to move on with a new year and live my best 8th grade life with my friends, enemies, and all of the above. Over the summer between 7th and 8th grade year, though, I had been emailing and chatting with Amy and straight up realized that she was pretty much everything I thought I was, but knew I wasn't. She was this cool, skinny girl with a scene haircut who was allowed to shop at the mall unsupervised and knew multiple cute emo boys who wanted to be the Nicosaur to her, whatever.
Thank you for the subscribes, y'all. I appreciate it.
She was all that and a bag of chips, and I was this blonde-haired, blue-eyed Catholic schoolgirl whose...
Alright, we're gonna go a little bit faster.
Mom wouldn't let her wear eyeliner or even dye her hair or get a scene haircut. So, I was not even close to what I wanted to be, thanks to my mother. Amy and I would talk back and forth online, and she would tell me stories of her life and how fucking dope it was. She'd talk about how this one guy wanted to see her so badly, he climbed up her house to her window on the 2nd floor, brought her chocolates, and they stayed up all night watching scary movies together.
You know what, Aquamarine, it might actually be something that is deeper, because I'm telling you, and I tell y'all this all the time, people mourn differently, people deal with trauma in their life differently, people deal with things differently, and it might be something so deeply embedded that if this is true about her actually doing this, it might be an issue that runs way deeper than we know. You know what I'm saying? Because people react differently to different things. So, what's the date on this video? She made a few, but this is the one that's 2 years ago. Literally 2 years ago. This is the one that Emily was talking about. This is dumb, but hearing her voice makes me so oh, Ashley, I'm sorry, honey. I know. And it's not dumb. You're fine. Pigeon, can we turn subscription noises down while we watch this video, please? I do not know how to do that, but I think what I'm going to do is I will look into that, doing that. Okay? But I will look into that. So just kind of, I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to do that right now on my end, and I don't. But I'll remember that for next time. I'll figure it out tonight, actually. Alright.
Or about how this other guy was so into her that when she was grounded and couldn't talk to him because her parents had taken her phone away, he bought her a burner phone to text him and paid for her minutes or whatever. I really don't know how burner phones work, but he did things, you know? And with every story, she would send me pictures of her with these guys. And let me tell you, they were absolute cuties. And it was real. Like, this was her life. She would send me all this shit, and I would tell her about how I was helping my parents at their sheet metal shop across from the local airport and had promptly knocked myself out for 10 minutes because I ran into a metal pole. Or how all my real life friends wanted to hang out without me. Interesting rom-com-esque life with emo boys fighting over her and her being conflicted over it and her parents allowing her to have a cell phone when mine wouldn't.
Okay, so she really liked the chick.
Was boring or anything. She was just like super nice and considerate. I just felt like I had to because god damn it, I wanted to be cool. I wanted to have guys fight over me, so I just started saying that's what was happening. I wove these like intricate tales into my life. I had one character who was my next door neighbor who was essentially like, no point would I ever talk about my real life and the real shit with the fake shit. I would talk about these two guys who were so hot and still very interested in me, and then talk about the guys that I actually knew and I actually was interested in, and my friends and the girls I liked, and none of it ever.
Alright, also True Sleuth has a great video on the timeline of Emily confronting Shannon and Shannon releasing the exact video not long after. Yeah, True Sleuth actually has a good video. I watched it. Yeah, right now she's just talking about, let's skip a little bit, because she's just talking about how she looked up to her.
A particularly dramatic story about her life and those two guys who both really liked her, with one of them ending up in jail for punching and pulling a knife on the other one, and the other one finally kind of putting his foot down and asking her to choose, and her asking me advice. I felt that I needed to up the ante. I made up a ridiculous story about how my best friend at the time, who we will call Sage, tried to seduce one of the guys I liked, and I found out, and it was this whole betrayal arc. It was straight up something you would see in Degrassi before they canceled it in Illinois. From what I told you already, we already know that Amy is a very down person. She's a ride or die. She is someone who, just because my friends weren't featured in my lies, she thought that meant they didn't care about me and that they weren't willing to go to bat for me, and she thought that made them bad people. I mean, she told me before she had wanted to talk to them for that alone because that was so fucked up to her.
Wait a minute, what did she just say?
Me and that they weren't willing to go to bat for me, and she thought that made them bad people. I mean, she told me before she had wanted to talk to them for that alone because that was so fucked up to her. So when I...
So she okay. This is like fanfic storytelling. It really is. I'm trying to get to the stalker part. Brain freeze. I am Amy, not you. Shannon has talked about her middle and high school years being in San Francisco Bay Area. I know the exact area she references in her videos. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm East Coast for life. I've been on the West Coast once, and that was Washington State. Meanwhile, there's an infamous artist named Antunes going to have a field day with this, and Antunes is actually a horror. I don't even know who that is, but do I need to look into that? Mike Maverick? Because I don't really know. Thank you for the subscribes, guys, by the way. If I don't hit every single one who get, believe me, there's a thank you behind every single one that y'all give me. I'm just letting you know now. Healy, another creator, claims Creepshow Art did to them is what she claimed Amy did. Good God! Yes. Thank you, B. Lucille. How you doing? Yeah, I'm learning that through this story that the art community is... I was like, whoa, okay.
I told her a story that essentially was like, I have been betrayed by my friend over a guy. She was furious. She was more than furious. She was fucking pissed. She was not having it. She started messaging me over and over and over and over again about how Sage was such a bitch and a cow and a piece of shit, and she wanted to kick her fucking ass, which was impossible because she lived in Washington and I lived in California. I kept the act up though and pretended that I fully excommunicated Sage out of my life, and I talked mad shit about her to Amy because in this fictional world, she was this homewrecker. She was the Reggie Mantle to my Archie Andrews. And I'll literally stop with the Archie comics references. I am so sorry. However, that would prove to be an issue in its own little way because I didn't see it being that bad, but I keep saying you'll see, but you will. A couple months after this, I graduated middle school and was pretty much last in my class. And with school being done, my parents finally relented to my constant begging and let me get a MySpace. For the kids in the audience, MySpace is what invented music.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know that.
Without MySpace, we wouldn't have been blessed with the blood sugar eyeshadow palette and the unicorn blood lipstick. So MySpace is kind of a godsend. And you can find me in the comments if you would like to be wrong. MySpace was everything. And I was so stupidly into it to the point where if they brought back how MySpace was in 2007, I would be back on it in a heartbeat. You could fully custom.
I'm a proud member of. I never had a MySpace fan club. Just saying. Her stories are overly complex. I'm telling you, I got to the point where Creepshow, when it came to her videos, I got to a point I only watched her for certain subjects. Like if she covered a story that I wanted to cover, that is what I was going to cover. Thank you for the subscribe. So, yeah. I'm inclined to believe her Amy story. She has so many other stories that involve Amy. She would have to be seriously deranged if they're fake. Well, I will say this. She would have to be seriously deranged if they're fake, and she would have to go beyond that if it was actually her. Listen, we're just waiting for Emily to come out with her proof, all right? And apparently she's doing it in video form. And I am literally camped beside my phone so I can get the notification. Mastermind Stalker, yeah.
Customize a webpage about yourself, put your likes, dislikes, highly edited photos of yourself up in a time where there wasn't whole YouTube channels, essentially just to call people out for that kind of shit. It was amazing. But by far the best part of MySpace was, of course, the top 8. In MySpace, top 8 is essentially a rating system for your friend. If you were at the number 1 spot, you were that person's best friend. However, if you were on the number 8 spot, you pretty much had to watch yourself because you were disposable. And it was actually dramatic if you would take someone off of your top 8. Like, I knew people who got into literal fist fights with other people about their top 8, and god damn it, I of course was one of them. When I first made a MySpace, I added all my friends, real and
I'm scared to turn on the captions because I don't know if the caption's going to pick up something that wasn't there. That's why I don't do captions. Alright, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, I got the alert box off now. Alright, so anybody who subscribes, I truly appreciate it. I just won't be able to get alerted because I don't want people, you know what I mean. Alright, I think it's going to work now. I think we're going to be good. Hold on, let me switch over to y'all. Alright.
and online, not seeing there being an issue with it, which meant that my real life best friend Sage
That's
and
gonna be
Amy
better.
were both in my top 8, with Sage being number 1, and Amy popped the fuck off. First she popped off to me
cut
and
him
no one
off!
else via AIM and MySpace messaging, which was just like kind of
Excuse me, Mr. Streamlabs. Alright, hold on. Let's see. That should be... Oh, wait. You know what? I didn't cut it off there. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. I think I figured it out. Now we should be good.
of emails. It was great.
I put it in the wrong scene.
Stop fucking messages. How could you be friends with someone after they did that to you? You have her in your top spot. What the fuck? She is terrible. What are you doing? You're so fucking stupid. I got AIM after AIM about it. I got message after message about it, to the point where my mom in the other room had to tell me to mute the computer because the sound was
Thank you,
irritating.
Beatrix.
I was flustered as fuck though because my lies were coming out, and so I just set my status to away and stopped paying attention to it, which worked just about as good as you think it would. But I don't know. Again, when you're like young and just a kid, you kind of just do that whole out of sight, out of mind thing, and for the most part it works until it doesn't. And this was like when it didn't, I would say. This is when I learned that that doesn't work. Amy was super fucking upset because I had fabricated so many goddamn lies at this point. It would be surprising if she wasn't, honestly. And what do upset teenage girls do? They make mistakes in the form of taking shit way too far. Amy wrote a long, threatening email to say...
Okay, so basically she lied to her. Amy got pissed. All right, let's go up some more because this is too much for, like...
my own life. They would say shit that was so startlingly... Can't say startling. They would say shit that was so accurate and things that I felt like could only come from a close friend. And it didn't make sense for it to come from someone else because no one knew that much about me. Like, I was a freshman in high school and I had only been there for a couple months and none of these people who I had met knew me all that well. And I barely had maintained my friendships from middle school, so I just didn't understand. As time went on, I got more and more paranoid. I started getting really jumpy and alert to the point where it's now kind of like a habit. I'm very testy. If I don't hear someone enter a room and then I see them, I usually like jump and somehow end up on the floor because for some reason at this specific point in my life, I was so paranoid that was just something that I ended up doing and making a part of me. I stopped trusting my older friends from middle school, and out of everyone I knew, I think the only person I really trusted was my sister and my dog. And even my sister was up in the air because Lord knows she did some fucked up shit to me as well along the years. The emails continued for like 3 months at that point, with it regularly being a new email every 3 or 4 days. And then one day, but I wasn't okay after that. I already had these kind of warped ideas and theories about what was happening and who was doing it, and even though it stopped happening, I wasn't like, oh great, this is fine, back to reality, I can go back to how I...
Now mind you, I have it at 1.5 speed, so that's why she's talking so fast, but yeah, it does sound that way. It does sound obsessive, I have to admit.
I'm a pretty obsessive person. I get really into things, so I never just casually like something or I'm just like mildly into it. When there's a subject that my brain can't let go of, that's pretty much what I focus on for the foreseeable future nonstop. And because of the emails I was getting, I started...
So if there's something that I focus on, that's pretty much what I focus on till the foreseeable future. Oh! Oh, Shannon. You should have never made this video. Oh.
Started obsessing over figuring out who was doing this and more importantly why they were doing it. I had a theory seriously about everyone in my life, including my parents. MySpace eventually fizzled out and almost all at once people transferred from the fun, enjoyable MySpace to Facebook, which is less fun, more clinical, and it's just minion memes now and my mom tagging me in dog videos because she knows I love dogs and will cry at everyone. Once everyone transferred over to Facebook, I did as well, and I did the same shit that I did on MySpace. I posted where I was, who I was with, photos, locations, people, all of that shit. And I sure as crap did not know about any privacy settings, so for maybe about 6 years, there was a very good chance that if you Googled my name, you could see what I was doing, where I was, who I was with, all of that jazz. It is very lucky that I have a super common name, so if you guys ever...
Well, I mean, quite honestly, that's how most doxes work. They normally go through your Facebook. Lock down your social media, people. And 2-factor authorization everything. Lock down your social media. A lot of people who get doxxed, it's 9 times out of 10 through their Facebook. Because people weren't thinking about it back then. When they first made it. Lock down your social media. 2-factor authorization, that crap. Just saying. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Advent. I Google myself like once a month. Just to make sure everything's on the good side. Yeah, turn on double author... Oh my God, well, how can I not say it now? Double authentication, whatever. All of the stops, yes. I'm a tiny creator and people already tried hacking my... Yeah, they did. I remember that too. And Facebook is garbage. 110%.
Figured it out. You might not know who it is or what it is. Like, I'm not the only person with my name in my city. Fuck, I'm not even one of 50 people with my name in my city. After I transferred over to Facebook, the emails started up again. They would talk about my friends, make digs at me, and this time they were a lot more effective. It was like, in the time in which this person wasn't fucking with me by sending me emails, they had taken a course about how to harass people and just fucking passed that course with flying colors. It was It was a lot, and I was fucking overwhelmed. And so again, I isolated myself. And at this point, I had really only ruled out one of my friends as being someone who wouldn't do this, and she was essentially the only person I trusted for a very, very, very long time. This particular cycle would continue for years. The person would go away for about 3 or 4 months and then come back for 3 months. Or they would be gone for 6 months and come back for 1 month. And every time it was different, but every time it was exhausting. Different emails were used every time I would get an email, and when I changed my emails just to see if it would stop, they would still be able to find it somehow, and there didn't seem to be a way to make it stop. One thing I noticed though in the years when it happened is that it would always get worse in May. May has always been my favorite month, and it's always been like a big month in my life. For one thing, I was born in May 13th, but it was also the fact that like generally a lot of good things happen for me in May. I mean, the first time people actually paid attention to my videos.
Well, the shit went downhill in June. I'm just saying. The shit went down in June, and yes, it's always B's fault. The only reason I have Facebook is for my Instagram, so it's a business account, and I can see my analytics. Oh, yeah, makes sense. Now, not everybody born in May is going to have to go through this crap.
On here was in May. So May to me has always been like a month of good fortune. And this person, whoever they were, almost seemed desperate every May to fuck with me.
Apparently brain freeze, yeah.
I mean, my birthday, sophomore year, I got an email sent to me that was literally just this person making a case for why I should kill myself today because it would be easier to put one date on your tombstone. They're not wrong, but like, that's also mean. I realized after that this person really revs up during May, and my junior year, I decided I wasn't going to let that stand. I had let everything else stand up until this point, but taking away my birthday and my birthday month, I wasn't going to allow that. So
okay, all right. I'm not saying she didn't have a stalker, all right? I'm not saying that because I'm not Shannon. I can't say Shannon did not have a stalker. I cannot say that. That would be wrong for me to imply. Okay? But hear me out. Hear me out for a second. Okay. Do y'all know when people talk about used car salesmen and how they overtalk you to try to sell you that car? And they just go into everything and they find out like one like in life that you like, and they constantly do that. Oh yeah, I did that too, and I went over here and I went over there. Hey, do you know that person at that shop and this, that, blah, blah, blah. That's what this sounds like to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what this sounds like to me. It's like, okay, here are the facts, but I'm gonna, instead of this little small section here, I'm gonna expound it to sell you that small section. So I'm gonna expound it here, so you believe that part, and I'm gonna expound it here, so you believe that part. Like an over-explanation. Alright, what's going on? Okay, I'm gonna let y'all deal with that. Yeah, the whole video is overkill. Yeah, exactly! I don't know how do you say your name. Kagwai? Kagwai? To die? Kagwai? Is that how I say that? I don't want to mess your name up, because I hate doing that. But yeah, it's like everything she claims her stalker did is everything that her victim, Emily Creates wrote in the Twitter post, and she didn't name Shannon at the time as the stalker. Oh, okay. Thank you, Amber Chick. Okay. But no, that's what this whole thing seems like. I feel like I'm listening to a used car. Look, y'all know where I just came from. I came from working in a shop where it wasn't just a shop, it was a car dealership. So I had to deal with car salesmen, and best believe every day I would probably either yell at one, threaten one, or threaten in Minecraft, or get in an argument one every day, especially with what I did, because with what I did directly worked with them, dealing with the new cars and stuff. And they have to be slick talking because they live off of a commission. She's overdoing it. I don't know how else to explain it. The problem is how all this stuff started is the biggest red flag, yeah? And we all know how junior high cool.
So I was going to stop being online altogether. That way this person couldn't get to me. And I did, which is actually pretty bonkers to think about now, but I deleted all of my social media, all of it. I stopped checking my email, and I told all of my teachers that I would not be using my school assigned email anymore, so if they had updates on assignments that weren't stated class, I just wouldn't get them, which didn't go over super well with the faculty, but whatever. I was a C student anyway, so I mean, I really didn't give a shit about school, and I'm sorry about that. However,
I agree with you.
Was me first, kind of taking a step to reclaim my authority over my life. However, that turned out to be a really upsetting decision for me because without Facebook, nothing was there to update people that it was in fact my birthday, and only my parents and one friend remembered. I went to a high school where it was uber common for if it's someone's birthday, you see them walking class to class with huge balloons, or for someone to order a pizza to the school for their friend's birthday. People usually went a little bit hard for birthdays, and the fact that only one person had remembered mine and none of my other friends seemed to give a shit, that hurt, and that made my self-centered heart break, and then brought about this whole other feeling of isolation. I wasn't online, but the emails had pretty much nailed it in my head that I was alone and that no one cared about me and all my friends hated me and I was ugly and all of this shit. And the one day of the year that I was kind of supposed to be proven wrong, I felt like I was just told it was correct. I mean, don't get me wrong, saying that as an adult woman, I think people telling me to kill myself, people telling me I'm fucked up, talentless, all that stuff, I was used to it. And I think that at the end of the day, that accounts for why comments that call me an attention whore or a disgusting slob or a terrible artist don't really make me feel bad. I'm just mostly numb to it. It stopped mattering to me that I was being harassed and told to kill myself on the regular. It mattered more to me that there was someone out there who knew me very well and wanted me to die.
Okay, this whole thing where okay. Alright, hold on. Creepshow Art saying that she can't take any kind of criticism or anybody saying anything bad to her. Now, I'm not saying that people are bad who can't take things like that, okay? I'm not saying that. But I can tell you for a fact that is not true. There's actually, well, no, I'm not going to point them out. But yes, I don't know, dude. This sounds like she's trying to sell something. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not just saying that because I don't like her. It's just,
So my paranoia at that point was amped, and it got so bad that there were a good couple of nights where I stopped sleeping in my bedroom because I was convinced that there was someone outside of my window looking at me as I slept. But did I tell anyone that's why I did it? No. My parents just thought their daughter was a little bit weird because sometimes she brought her comforter and her blankets into the bathtub and slept there. Now I'm certain at this point you're asking, Shannon, if you're asking yourself, Shannon, where are the emails? Where are they in this video? I want to see one of these emails. That brings me to another giant mistake that I kept making this entire time. Every email I got, every derogatory, deranged email about wanting me to die, I read once and I deleted it. At the time, I didn't realize how fucking stupid that was, and I didn't think what was happening was a crime or important. I very much downplayed what was happening because it was happening to me. It wasn't illegal or fucked up because it was happening to me. I thought it was embarrassing, and I thought if people knew about it, it would be embarrassing for me. I'd be like a bitch on the internet who can't take a joke, and I didn't want people to know I had all these faults that were so alarmingly accurate.
Yeah, the drawing is creeping me out, Marion. I'm not going. Hold on one second, because I'm about to kill my cat. Hold on. Pumpkin! Ma'am, come here. Get the stepping. Sorry about that, guys. Pumpkin decided that she wanted to battle a paper bag. And she was losing. The paper bag was actually winning. And yeah. And it was driving me nuts while I'm trying to be live with you folks. Pumpkin wanted attention. So, I won't kill her. She's my baby. She's spoiled. Believe me, she's spoiled. She's not going to get hurt in any kind of way. If anything, she's literally babied. Walked around like a baby. Shut information under. I understand what you mean. It sounds as if she's just a robot speaking off a script with no. Yeah, like, okay, let's slow it down and let's hear her how she speaks about this slowed down and normal. Okay, we're gonna put it on normal for a second.
Being pointed out in email because again, this person was saying shit that as much as I didn't want it to be true, it was fucking true. I did self-harm. I did have suicidal thoughts. I didn't think I was worthy of my friends. I did believe that everyone around me hated me.
But quite honestly, why would you, okay, how do I put this? Why would you openly call her a liar on something like this because of what she was saying that she does? You don't want to tell someone who tells you that they self-harm, that they're lying, they don't do that, because they may take it a step further. You don't want to be a cause of somebody actually going further than that. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to call someone out and say, hey, you're lying, when it's the truth. You know what you don't do that because you don't know if it's true or not, but you want to believe someone and you want to take them in and go, I'm so sorry that happened to you and I'm sorry that you did those things. So why would you question that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you question something like that? I wouldn't have questioned something like that. I have more compassion for people than to automatically think somebody's lying, you know? She's literally doing what her bestie Gabby Hanna did in 2016 with the story. Oh, don't even get me started. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. We're talking about that and Miss Paytos. But anyway. So yeah. Dude.
And thought terribly of me. It wasn't fucked up because it was all accurate and it was all true. So I would get these emails and I would delete every single one because I thought it would be better to pretend it wasn't happening. I didn't know that 10 years later I would be making a YouTube.
Okay, so Keebler says it's not socially acceptable to question it. Liars like her count on that. Okay, and that's the thing. I don't want to... It's... You know what? And quite honestly... I'm glad it's not socially acceptable because for years it was socially acceptable to not believe any kind of victims or survivors. It was socially acceptable not to. I'm glad that has changed. I personally am glad that has changed. It's just... I just don't want to be the cause of someone getting hurt even further if it is true, you know? And, like, that would tear me up if I was the cause of somebody getting hurt even further. That would really tear me up, you know? So I don't question things like that. And if they're close to me, or even if I talk to them, like, on the timeline and Twitter, if I see something like that, I'm like, you know, hey, are you okay? You know, do you need anything? Do you need somebody to talk to? You know, I'm here for you and stuff like that. Because I don't know, I just don't like seeing people hurt. I mean, all the crap that I talk, I still don't want to see people hurt, no matter how mad I get. You know? I have a heart, just don't tell anybody, because then you'll ruin my whole reputation, and I'm not trying to have that happen. You know?
YouTube video talking about it. I need to show people receipts. At that time, I mean, YouTube wasn't even videos.
I agree,
like this.
bitchy sarcastic mom, she does.
Girls who have their lives together and just are worried about potentially...
Oh, I speeded it up too, by the way, guys. Sorry.
Staining their beautiful cream sweaters. So I didn't think it would matter, and I was wrong. Also, I didn't tell anyone about this. At this point, it had been going on for years and years and years, and my parents didn't know, my sister didn't know, my dog didn't know. Like, nobody knew this was happening to me. And so the reason it sounds like it's an unending cycle and nothing ever changes is because that's what it is. I did nothing to stop this from happening besides getting paranoid and...
All right, Keebler puts, it provides an umbrella of protection, kind of like how... Without a crystal ball, user's son is... I mean, it might be. I don't know. See, that's the whole thing. Like, with this story, I don't know what to question. Because it's completely drawn out, okay? It's like, it's screaming, believe me, believe me, believe me. But at the same time, I don't want to question things because... Some of these, listen, this might be the type of situation where there's a sprinkle of truth in there and there's a sprinkle of lies. You know, we don't know. We're not her. We don't know. That's why honestly I can't wait until EmilyArtfull puts out her video, because that's why I wanted to watch this, because I want to compare the two. Chelsea, there's an imposter among us. I think Amy existed to some extent. You know what? Amy could have. Amy could have actually existed at some point. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right, Jess. I mean, Amy absolutely could have existed. I think part of this is an over-exaggeration by Shannon, as well as lies on top of lies. Nobody knows what end is up and what end is down. Not even Shannon. Yeah. Oh, Nessa, you're fine. You're fine. Don't, honey, real life comes first. You know how I am. You're good. Okay, y'all are talking. Okay, listen, we ain't playing Among Us, okay? Y'all in your sus. Alright, let's keep going.
Upset and isolating myself. I also found out later that this person had been a part of the hate that was being sent my way via Tumblr. In my Tumblr video, I was called racist. People said I was a terrible bigot, and my art is disgusting because, once again, I drew a picture of my Sri Lankan friend that people found to be upsetting, and that only happened because this person took it upon themselves to fuck with me, and we all know how that turned out. If you don't know, there's another video that you should watch. So my paranoia was up, my self-worth was down, but as far as I knew, they never contacted anyone else, and it was just happening to me. That is until years later when they contacted my boyfriend. My boyfriend and I had been fighting via text message, and I being
y'all keep watching for a second, because I'm gonna look at something real quick.
Some kind of boohoo bullshit on Twitter about the fight, and
something's not right.
Like a Lana Del Rey song lyric or some fake emo goth thing about being sad and alone and no one understanding you and whatever. I did it on Twitter specifically because my boyfriend didn't have a Twitter, and I wanted to be dramatic. About 4 minutes after I posted that bullshit, I got a text from him asking to see me as soon as possible, which was weird because when we were younger and we would fight, we would both kind of yell it out via text, and then we would see each other when we were both kind of over it. We very rarely had in-person fights because, honest God, we both had anger things we needed to work on, and I just think we didn't want to take it too far with each other, so we would both separate, be mad privately, come back together when we're less mad. When I got that text, I was fucking worried that he was going to break up with me, but I said yes anyway. I went over to his house and I picked him up and we just went into my car so we could drive. I explained that in the dumbest way. I'm so sorry. He got into my car, and as I was driving, he tells me that someone had texted him while we were fighting and asked me if I knew what the number was. And he tells me the number and I said, no, I don't know that number. So he puts his phone down.
Okay, this is the part that I think that Emily is actually talking about that's actually her. I really do. I think this is the part that Emily is probably talking about that is her. Okay. All right, hold on. I'm like doing two things at once right now.
And he tells me that when we were arguing, he got a variety of long text messages telling him to dump me, saying that I didn't deserve him, saying that I was ugly and fat and gross and stupid, and that he should break up with me because of all of those reasons. And from the way I reacted, he knew that I knew what was going on. He knew I knew something. But I had been lying for years at this point about it, so I tried to play it off, and say like, oh, it must have been a prank or someone who likes you, and I don't know who that is, and it's not, I don't know anything, but he's my boyfriend, and I'm a terrible liar. And probably the worst liar he knew at that point. So he starts hounding me, like, who would do this? Who is saying, Shannon, you need to fucking tell me who is saying this. And he had to yell at me in order to get me to break and to be honest. And boy howdy, did I fucking break. At that point, however many years of pent up anger and paranoia and frustration and fear just fucking flew out of me. I just fully started breaking down while driving, so much so that we had to pull over because I couldn't see. I was weeping, and I was just so angry and upset and pissed off because I had successfully kept this away from everyone in my real life. No one else was brought into this. I figured...
She goes on and on, dude. Holy crap. I just think it's so weird she's against all this stuff and savior of sorts, but goes right against her morals on the locale forums like she's either a snake or someone do really be out to get her. Yeah. This is crazy. Not even gonna lie, this is crazy. I feel like she's telling on herself for things she's done, just not sure. Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, I feel like this video is sprinkled with some truth, sprinkled with lies. And it's so muddled up that you have to outsource proof of different stuff to figure out this video. Because I'm sorry, she over-explains. And the one thing I've learned in life, I don't trust people who over-explain. Because unless I actually know the person, and I know that's actually, you know, the way they are or whatever. But normally I do not trust people who over-explain. Because usually people who over-explain, they're trying to sell you something. Whether a car, a house, or a lie. So I automatically am like, I don't know.
Once again, it was just me against it. And because it was happening to me, it wasn't a big deal. And now this person had tried to get the person who I love more than anything in the world.
Mine too, Marianne.
Up with me and brought him into it and brought him down because of it. And I was just sitting there lying to him out of fear and for no other reason. Like, I was doing that and I was making it worse. And I was pushing the person and the people away who literally wanted to help me. I cried like a lunatic for about...
Okay, I'm sorry. This drawing is driving me nuts. Oh, that's the feet. Oh, okay, they're on their knees and that's their feet. Okay, I have been trying to figure out what this is. Do you see my pink arrow, guys? I've been trying to figure out what that was this whole entire time. I'm sorry, I am distracted by this drawing. Holy crap. Okay, I'm good. I figured out what it was.
About an hour. I am talking like loud, sobbing, heaving, all of it, and I finally calmed down and was able to breathe, and I told him everything about how I didn't know who was doing this. I didn't know why they were doing it. I told him it's been happening for years. I told him how they had been fucking with me since early on in high school, and how at certain points they had threatened to send naked photos, which they did not have, to my place of work to get me fired. I told him everything.
All right, what did Emily say? Emily says she's gotten fired from multiple jobs because of Creepshow. Now, that's just what she said. Again, she's going to show us proof or whatever. I'm just repeating what Emily said.
And it was the most liberating thing I had ever done. Like, I think my shit started to make sense, and why I did things the way I did started to make sense to him, and he told me straight up I needed to do something about it, that the next time I was emailed, I need to take it to the police. Which, in reality, is something that I should have done at the beginning. But again, I made a lot of mistakes in this, and I now know that's what I should have done, but I didn't. For some reason, though, even though how he said it made a lot of sense, I didn't want to take it to the police. It had been so fucking freeing telling him that I was like, oh, if I just tell everyone in my life that, hey, this is the reason I've been isolating myself and I was on edge and I would lash out for you for some random reason because I thought you were fucking threatening me online, even though you were probably just being...
And Jess, I appreciate that, because if anything, there are different viewpoints on this. Listen, don't go by just what I say. I want people to think for themselves. And if you actually believe Creepshow, I'm not going to put you down for that. I mean, I don't understand how you do, but if you believe her, you believe her. You're well, I hope you're grown being in this live, because I cuss way too much. But you're grown. You're grown enough to make your own decision on how you believe the story. I don't expect people who watch me to think of things exactly the way I think of them. I expect people to think in different ways, all right? This is a no echo chamber zone here, all right? Just letting you know.
A good friend. Like, I thought I could just tell people that instead of doing anything about it, and that would solve my...
Yes, Sonny, she has. Creepshow has spoken about being a catfish and catfishing others. Yes, she has, and it was on Twitter, and I forgot to bookmark it, but it was on Twitter where people took it out of one of her videos where she said that. I saw someone say that she better not come out with any type of DID excuse. I was like, she better not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Eventually, and this is what happens, all right? Eventually, the truth and nothing but the truth comes out. Sometimes it takes days. Sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes it takes years. It could be 5 years from now. I'm old. Well, I'm already old, but I'll be even more gray. No, I won't, because I'll still color my hair. But, you know, I'll be like true grandma up in here. And we'll finally get the complete truth of Creepshow. And I'll be like, I told y'all 5-10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But the truth will eventually come out.
problems. I thought that was enough. Like, the cops didn't need to get involved because in my dumb idiot brain, it was fine. Plus, there was the added bonus that I had deleted all of the emails since I had been getting them. I had only realized when I said it out loud to my boyfriend the first time how stupid that was. I told him, hey, I'd been getting these emails for years and I couldn't actually back it up with fact or proof. Like, I couldn't even show him basic examples of what I had been getting. All I could do was just say it was happening and hope to God he believed me, which is good that I'm a terrible liar, because if I had lied about it, it would have been so painfully obvious. But I felt like because I deleted the emails, I couldn't bring it to the cops because I had no proof. I had nothing to say that this has been going on for a while. I just have my word against, I guess, common sense. So I made excuses as to not go to the cops for a very long time. And after that night, I told everyone in my life. I told them what had happened, what was going on, and I don't think anyone was really shocked. Again, I had been a pretty terrible liar my entire life, so they all knew something had been wrong, but I was really stubborn and hard-headed, and I chose to not be honest with them. So when I finally did tell them, they were really happy, and they were all really supportive. As time continued on, I started to get more comfortable again and relax into my own skin without...
See... Then you have that, right? Now you have her telling everybody that I guess was close to her or whatever. And she had been such a terrible liar. Like, she tells us how she lied. Y'all. 3 times now she says she's a terrible liar. Facts. Admitting that you've been a liar your whole life, it doesn't help at this point. You're exactly right. Yeah, no diagnosing her is yeah, please, listen, unless somebody's a doctor, but we're not doctors. We can't diagnose her. The only thing I can say is this, and I'm not diagnosing her, I just want her to get help. Whatever it is, I want her to get help. Because all this might be covering something else up. You don't know. I mean, this is... Listen, it's gotten to the point that anything... I'm expecting a dragon to fly down and just, like, shit diamonds. I mean, you don't know. This stuff is getting way out there. Way out there. So, I mean... My next YouTube video might be a dragon flying down, shitting diamonds, and every diamond says Creepshow Art on it or something. I mean, I don't know. Truth be, we all have issues. I know I have issues. Yes, I do. I am nowhere perfect. But I will say this, people. This story and stories surrounded it is the exact reason why I tell everybody, do not stan content creators. Don't stan them. Be on the lookout of getting disappointed. Because at one point, everybody is going to disappoint you. Do not stand a YouTuber, because we're all assholes. We're all assholes. And again, like I always say, we're varying degrees of assholes. You know, but we're all don't stand YouTubers. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be prepared to get disappointed. And depends on that level of disappointment whether you can still, you know, interact with them or not. Just saying.
Worry. And I cannot stress the amount of relief that telling people gave me. But everyone around me who knew what had happened wanted to make sure it would stop, which meant actually finding out who was behind it. My boyfriend really pushed me the most, and at one point he told me to check every email address I had to make sure there was nothing left in my trash. To make sure I, really did delete everything. And if I hadn't deleted everything, I could show the cops or someone that this has been happening for a long time and we could figure out who was behind it. So I did just that. I logged into every email I had, which was only 3 at the time, and I searched. I looked up keywords, I tried to scour through it, and I didn't find anything from those emails I was actually looking for. What I did find, though, were those 10 emails that Amy had sent to me after she realized what I had done and what I had been lying about. And the only way I could describe that moment after finding those emails and reading them again was, it was like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast happened. Because finally, after fucking years, I put 2 and 2 together and realized that, holy shit, it was Amy the whole time.
Isn't that what Emily said? She didn't realize Creepshow was Shannon And she didn't realize that Shannon was doing all that stalking. And then she confronted her with it. And then this video came out. Now, that's the timeline from Emily. So, keep that in mind.
All because she signed every one of her emails with telling me to kill myself the same way she did in every single email I had received since then. That moment, that fucking moment where I finally knew what had been happening is...
Alright, Matcha says... Alright, be careful of calling people out of their names, but yes, I get you. Matcha says, oh my god, bye. And this video was made 3 days after Emily's post because Emily had posted about that. I'm telling you, this Creepshow shit is really becoming an enigma. Like, it's like unsolved mysteries. I'm expecting somebody in a suit just coming through the curtain back here going, and today we have the story of Creepshow Art. Oh, this is her video. I was stalked for 8+ years, Jemiah. Yeah, what was Emily's post? Isn't that video 2 years? Yes, Emily's post was 2 years old when she found out, but she never said Shannon's name. And she said that she confronted Creepshow about it, and then this video came out right after she confronted Creepshow about it. Matcha in the chat said it was done 2 or 3 days, I can't remember the number, sorry, but 2 or 3 days after Emily had posted on Twitter about a stalker. So, we'll find out. No, let's not call Chris we don't need Chris Hansen into this, okay? We don't need Chris No. No. And we don't need a Discovery Plus. Although, I'm going to tell you what, if anything else comes out about this, it might need a documentary. I'm just saying. Shannon had done before about being... Oh, Shannon was always getting hacked. She was always getting hacked, but yet nothing ever came out. Nothing ever came out. No DMs ever came out. Some videos were deleted. This time, her YouTube was hacked. 2 million views went away. This time. But if a hacker was wanting to mess with you, okay, wouldn't they do more than just delete your whole community post? I would think that a hacker would... If they were going to mess with you and delete stuff, they would delete your whole playlist. Like all of it. Like all your videos. Gone. Period. Boom. Done. But that didn't happen. She was still getting views. Daniel, it is some weird tea. Yes, it is. Alright.
Probably in the top 5 moments of my entire life. I cannot stress to you how good that felt. Knowing that it wasn't any of my middle school friends or high school friends, or no one had been watching me in my bedroom and no one had been following me while I worked or while I ran. It was Amy. It was someone who was far away, who didn't know me, it was Amy. You cannot imagine how amazing that feels, that you can actually trust people in your life. Like the people, like everyone I knew, everyone I went to high school with, everyone I had trusted with any little bit of information about me, person to person. It wasn't them. I didn't know, I never knew if it was someone I knew, and that meant everyone I knew could be a part of it. Everyone I knew could be it. And even for a period of time, I was like, this is a group of people. It has to be a group of people, because I thought my life was literally Pretty Little Liars. So I had a brain blast and immediately just started crying for about 4 hours and passed out. When I woke up, after about an hour or two, I tried to figure out how I wanted to move forward with this, because there was still a large part of me, despite knowing who it was. I didn't.
Okay, if what Emily is saying is true, my guess is, now I'm just going off of what Emily said, all right? If she said that everything that Amy did to Creepshow is what Creepshow actually did to Emily, if Creepshow came out with this story after confronted, it seems like to me It seems like to me she might have changed up that. Well, no, because Creepshow's like, how old is Creepshow? She's not even 30 yet, is she? I'm just trying to figure out, does she like take it down a notch as in when it started? Like, it started in middle school and it actually started higher. 2021 YouTube Rewind should be them saying, we're sorry we let all these terrible people expose you to such terrible content. The end. Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong. Me either. Amber does mostly. Manipulation and projection is weirdo behavior. Yes. I think she's 27. Okay, so if it was 10 years, then what Emily is saying... Okay, so let's just say she's 27. That means it actually started at 17. 17 is high school age. If not graduated, but from what she says how she was in school, probably high school age. So, if everything that Shannon is saying Amy did to her, but it was actually Shannon doing it to Emily, then it didn't start in middle school. It started in high school. So what she did to cover it up, because again, this is alleged, okay? And these are my opinions, and opinions are not facts. But she took it down a notch in time. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking it actually started in middle school. I mean, in high school, not middle school. Problematic YouTubers make mountains out of molehills, just like, yeah, it was me. I'm sorry. I mean, come on now. And especially, well, I don't know about the art community, so I can't talk for the art community. But she was heavily into the commentary community, too. Ma'am, they would have forgiven you for this. If you would just fess up, if you would have just fessed up and said, yeah, that was me, believe me, the commentary folks, they have forgiven far worse than what you did. They have forgiven far worse than what you have done. If you've done it, allegedly. They've forgiven far worse than that. So if you did do it, all you have to say is like, yeah, guys, I did it. So, I'm just saying, if you did. I used to be friends with someone who lied compulsively and see a lot of similarities. It's scary and I'm worried for those who cared for Creepshow Art, yeah. Maybe they're afraid to go against her in case she exposed... Well, you never know. You never know. People do crazy things when they're stuck in a corner. All right, when they're stuck in a corner. But from what I heard from Tipster in his videos and what I see and understand from like the rest of her friends, they were begging her, we can help you. We can help you. So, and she didn't want their help, and she wanted them to, you know, outwardly in front of everybody disassociate with her. And she's like, do not back me up on this. Don't defend me. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't want to go to the cops. I didn't have any proof. I didn't have anything but these emails that were sent in middle school. And I knew that if anything, they would just tell me they couldn't do diddly squat about it because I had not had very good experiences with the San Jose Police Department at that point. Instead, I decided I was going to do some internet sleuthing of my own. I Googled her old email address and found various social medias that were attached to it. MySpaces, Facebook, Twitter, but all of those seem to no longer be active.
That's a possibility, Dreamy.
Twitter, though, linked me to another Twitter that was active, and that linked me to a YouTube channel, which linked me to an Instagram, that linked me to her Facebook. While I was searching, I couldn't stop asking myself why she would do this. Like, why would Amy put this much effort into something for this amount of time? I felt like a fucking baboon for not seeing it for years and years, but I couldn't think of a really good reason why she would do this. For me, the whole cutting her off was sad for maybe a day, probably less than that. Middle school drama and bullshit really lasts a long time, and I was quick to forget about it. And I realized while searching that it probably wasn't for her. I had done something to her, and I had broken her trust in a way that, for me, didn't seem to matter, but it did for her. Having realized that I had done something to her, something that made her feel justified in doing this to me, made me realize as fucked up as what she did was, I was probably not as innocent as I thought I was in this. I'm not trying to imply that I deserved this. but I couldn't think of a really good reason why she would do this. For me, the whole cutting her off was sad for maybe a day, probably less than that. Middle school drama and bullshit really lasts a long time at that point. Instead, I decided I was going to do some internet sleuthing of my own. I googled her old email address and found various social medias that were attached to it. MySpaces, Facebook, Twitter, but all of those seemed to no longer be active. Luckily, her Twitter, though, linked me to another Twitter that was active, and that linked me to a YouTube channel, which linked me to an Instagram that linked me to her Facebook. While I was searching, I couldn't stop asking myself why she would do this. Like, why would Amy put this much?
Isn't that what Emily says she did? Any chick went to this extent, she's just as mental as... I wonder if she's watching this in the chat with us. It seems like she's always like, I don't care if she's... Hey, if you're watching. How you doing? This is... Yeah, it... I feel like this story really didn't have to take 59 minutes to tell. Again, she expounded too much, which makes me... It brings red flags, like... It's not even red flags, but it's like fireworks going off in my brain.
Much effort into something for this amount of time. I felt like a fucking baboon for not seeing it for years and years, but I couldn't think.
Thank you, Marianne. Have a good night.
She would do this. For me, the whole cutting her off was sad for maybe a day, probably less than that. Middle school drama and bullshit really lasts a long time, and I was quick to forget about it. And I realized while searching that it probably wasn't for her. I had done something to her, and I had broken her trust in a way that, for me, didn't seem to matter, but it did for her. Having realized that I had done something to her, something that made her feel justified in doing this to me, made me realize, as fucked up as what she did was, I was probably not as innocent as I thought I was in this. I'm not trying to imply that I deserved this shit, or that anyone deserves this shit to be done with them, but, like, my actions led to that reaction that I got, you know? I don't know.
So now, towards the end of the video, now she's saying that she wasn't innocent in it, and basically she deserved it. Okay. Okay.
When I found her active Facebook, I sat down and I wrote her out the apology that she had deserved from the beginning. The apology that I thought I gave, but I wasn't mature enough to do when I was younger. I didn't try to bullshit her or bring everything back to the threats, the emails, the fucking garbage, the mental abuse that she had put me through this whole time. I didn't tell her that I knew it was her, or I was going to stick the cops on her. I didn't try to make excuses for my behavior or pretend that she deserves my lies. I owned my shit fully. And I told her that I was truly sorry for what I had done, and I hoped we could both move forward from this and appreciate the good year or so that we had confided in each other and trusted each other. Because that year had been lost in all of our actions.
So because of what you did in middle school, was deserving of you getting stalked for 8... Oh, ma'am. Oh, ma'am. Oh, my God. This is what she wants Emily to do for her, not report it to authorities and forgive her. So she owned her shit 10 years later. Yeah. No, I think her husband does actually exist. I do. I believe she's married. I do believe she's married. No, I don't think blame the husband is okay. The husband is not... Oh, God, where are you at? Okay. The husband is not the one who created the whole shit. Yeah, I would not put the husband into this. The only way the husband would be a part of this is if the husband was the same ex-boyfriend of Emily. Okay? If he is that same person, then yes, he is involved. But if he's not, he is not involved, and we don't know. So I don't want to say the husband is involved because I am not certain that is the same person. Emily's ex-boyfriend and Creepshow's husband. I don't know if that's the same person. Now, if it is the same person, he is involved. If he's not the same person, then he's not involved. And that wouldn't be fair to him if he's not involved to indict him in the court of public when he had nothing to do with it if it's not him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to include the husband in all of this. You know, that's why I stick to Emily's ex-boyfriend. That's why I stick to that, because we don't know if that's him. I remember, I think she said they met when they were both homeless. Yeah, see, so I don't know. I remember Emily said she was homeless too. So, again, it's another one of those things we just don't know. Like, this is, wow, dude.
And I think that was a fucking shame. I sent the message, and within a minute, I got a message back asking for her. I got a message back from her asking me to video chat with her, which I did. And for the first time ever, we talked face to face. She told me full on, full out, no stops, no bullshit, that she had been the one sending me the messages. She didn't pretend it was a good thing to do or that she was proud of it. And she said she had been so mad when I lied to her that I was actually able to trigger something very personal to her. And that is why she felt validated in doing what she did at first. Also, I hope you guys know when I say trigger, I don't mean like social justice triggered. I mean like an actual psychological trigger, because she did, or does, excuse me, have PTSD stemming from years of mental abuse at the hands of people that I'm not at liberty to talk about. So I had triggered something in her, was really vile, and I didn't know about, and there was no way I could have known about, but I did do it.
Dude, I really don't know what to think of this. No, I don't think it's weird, because if her husband wants to be private, he has that right to be private. Just because she's in the public eye, it doesn't mean he has to be in the public eye. So, no, I don't find it weird at all. Like, I don't even know if y'all know what my husband looks like. Well, you hear him in the background sometimes because he's playing his video games, but, you know. Yeah, see, no one ever says they did. I've never heard of that either. The rat, that's a good question. That's a really good question, right? I don't know what to say about that, but you're right. I mean, I wonder too. I've heard him in the background of her live streams too. Oh, okay, so you go. Shout out to Mr. Ziley. I think Mr. Ziley went to bed. Drama parody, it might be. Holy crap, dude.
She told me that I posted about my life online on MySpace and Facebook, and all she had to do was make a fake MySpace and Facebook and Twitter to follow what I was doing. She told me that.
But that's what Emily said that she did. Remember, Emily said in her statement that she was making all these EmilyArtfull fake accounts all over the internet. Oh my god.
I wasn't careful really with who I added, especially if it was a guy who I thought was cute, so that just made it a lot easier for her. Which made sense to me, because that's how she would know what I was wearing on certain days and who I was with and their names and their info and all of that. She would wait until she saw me post a photo or an update and then send me an email as a response to that post, because she knew I would probably assume it was someone I knew in real life. She told me how over the years really fucking with me and sending me those rage-filled emails became a way for her to cope with the stress of her life. After we had blown up the way we did, she went through an insanely hard time in high school.
So Amy told her by sending her those rage-filled emails helped her cope with her own life. Not Amy. I'm sorry. Scratch that. Emily, I need that video. I need that video because I feel like some questions will be answered with your video. Emily, please. And I understand you've got years of shit to go through, and I know it's going to take a while. And don't worry, we'll be on top of it when you make it. But I just need that video because I feel like some questions at least are going to be answered. Yeah, that's true, Elizabeth. Holy crap. Holy crap, dude.
And it was a way for her to get her anger out, her messing with me. So all that anger, all that rage was not just at me, but the people around her who were hurting her. She then went on to get married after high school, have a kid right away, and was an army wife. And anytime she was stressed or upset, she would turn to me, and she would turn to fucking with me. I was her stress relief. While she was telling me all of this, that I'm just talking it out, but she was crying, and I fully didn't know how to react because I had gone into that call thinking she was probably going to be a dick or make excuses, and I was ready to fight with her. I was ready to accuse her, but she collapsed under the weight of what she had done, and she was sobbing over FaceTime and trying to tell me that she was so sorry. And I couldn't hold on to that anger. I couldn't hold on to that hurt, because despite everything she had said to me and made me feel over the years, I could understand why she did it. We were young, we both made stupid mistakes, and I had impacted her life negatively. And as far as she knew, I hadn't received any of the emails since I never responded, and I was just how she blew off steam. I was just a hobby. I was no longer this person she was talking to. I was this punching bag. But seeing me face to face over FaceTime made me real, and we couldn't do that anymore. I told her straight up I couldn't forgive what she did and that I couldn't trust her, but I understood why she did it and why she felt justified in doing it. We talked for a few hours after that, and she showed me her really cute daughter. And though, while I wouldn't say we're friends now, we still check in with each other regularly to make sure we're both okay and in better spots. She has a family that loves her and protects her, which is exactly what she deserves. And I'm at a point in my life where I can really trust people and trust people again. And so we're both a lot happier than we were. There are a lot of things in this story that I did wrong. I mean, just a short list. I didn't tell anyone that it was happening. I isolated myself. I deleted the emails. I refused to go to the cops. I kept posting my online location, friends, and all of that, not knowing that that's how she was getting the information. I allowed myself to be taken advantage of.
What the hell is she drawing now? You weren't even a Bay Area teen. If you haven't decided to try to live out of your car in Portland, Seattle at some point, she wasn't no place to go homeless. She was camping. Yeah, I'm going to show off my kid to someone I tormented for. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this, because this is just. So if she deleted everything, then how can she go to the cops? Well, she deleted everything except for like certain ones, I guess. Dude, I don't know. All I know is in that damn novel that she wrote on her community tab, she said they got a IP address. She didn't talk about the multiple IP addresses. So she doesn't know what IP address they got. Y'all, this is, my brain is like swirling like what. Okay, we're almost done with this, y'all. Just hold tight.
Because I didn't know enough about the internet or what I was doing. I refused to learn about privacy settings and a lot more. So if you want to roast me for making terrible decisions this whole time, I say definitely go for it. But I hope at the end of the day we can all learn at least a little bit from this, because this type of shit could happen to anyone. And this time it was me, but next time it could be you. And you might not.
Okay, I'm letting y'all know now. If somebody stalks me for years, first of all, if I find out who they are, you're going to see me on your local news. And tell you the truth, I'll probably hit like CNN or something. All right? I'll probably make national news. Because I'm certainly not going to blame myself. Especially if, yeah. And I'm definitely not going to make friends with them. Especially if they did all that. That's not going to happen. No. Yeah.
Not be as lucky as I was to have the person behind it be an Amy. Because I was fortunate it was her. It wasn't someone who actually wanted to hurt me. But you might not be that fortunate. I do want to thank Amy for letting me post this video. Yes, she and I still talk.
Letting you? I wish... Okay, let's just go.
From time to time, and though she isn't a friend, I still want to reach out. I still wanted to reach out and get her permission before posting this, because I wanted to make sure there is no blowback for her. I wanted to make sure there's nothing that can be traced back to her. And so at this point, I really urge you all not to try to look her up or try to figure out who she is. She is a wife, a mother, and her safety and her family's safety is absolutely, positively needs to be respected. I know this is going to come across as weird and probably a bit fucked up that I still talk to her, seeing as for over 8 years, she destroyed my sense of self-esteem and safety. But for me, it's really important that I don't do that back to her, especially with being like online and making this some sort of living. That probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but I don't want to hold on to her in anger. And I'm sorry if anyone's really upset that I didn't post any of the receipts or any of the 10 emails that I do still have that I found for this video. I didn't feel comfortable doing that because it was so easy for me to look her up with that limited information. And I don't want to potentially give you all the way to find her. Last time I shared emails on the internet, that's exactly what happened, and I'm not in the business of messing up people's lives. So her only request about me making this video was for it not to be traced back to her and her family, and I really do take that seriously. I know this video was super fucking long, so thank you to everyone who watched and got to this point. I appreciate you a lot. I'm going to end this video now, but I hope you guys have a really nice and lovely day, and I will see you later. Bye.
Okay. So let's have a session about this. What did y'all think about this video? Yeah, let's not diagnose anybody here. I'm with Daniel. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. All right. Okay, so Sue says, now I think she's Amy and has made all this up. Gosh, anyone, my opinion only. I think this ended up being the switch. And Shannon became infatuated with her. As she said, she becomes obsessed easily over things. She did say that. I feel like this is a big ass puzzle. And we're trying to put pieces together because some pieces, like with stories that are just coming out, some pieces don't fit, but then pieces of that story does fit, and it, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't all fit together. Oh my god, selfie queen. I am so mad at you for saying that. You think so, Owen? Emily is the piece missing. I'm really interested in see what Emily has to say about this. I'm very interested to see what Emily has to say about this. Well, it certainly did, Adrian. Adrian said the video was made to confuse people. Well, it certainly did. I'm probably more confused now. I kind of wish that we didn't watch that video because now I am completely confused. Emily says she was Amy. It'll be interesting to see the receipts. Yes. I promise I won't stalk you like that. Yeah, me and Just Brit always end up in the same chats. It's hilarious. So we've come up with this joke that we're stalking each other. And that was before the Creepshow stuff came out. So I'm not saying that Just Brit really is stalking me. Okay, so don't take that serious. Katsuki says, why does this all feel like some weird ass fever dream? You're not wrong. This is like playing hide and seek and someone is hiding behind a lamp. No, you're right. Okay, let me show, I gotta show y'all something else too. And I forgot to do this. Okay, we can click out of the video now. Bookmarks. Alright. Alright, let me show y'all this. So, Ready to Glare made a statement. She was also very close to Creepshow, and she says, hey pals, I know that it seems quite redundant, but recently have not been sleeping well, which is not unusual for me, but viewing recent events, it's been harder than usual. So there will not be a video today, but there will be one on Friday and Monday and all the successive days. Now I just need to breathe. Apologies if there are any mistakes. I'm doing this via dictation because my eyes cannot look at the screen right now. All right, hold on, because y'all's favorite cat is being a jerk again. Hold on. Oh, it wasn't the cat, it was the husband. I can actually beat you up. Sorry, it wasn't the cat, it was the husband. Mr. Xiley almost caught them hands in Minecraft. What did Tamimi say? I don't, well, Tamimi's not on Twitter anymore. And I don't use Insta, so. And then we have Repzilla. Repzilla said, many have been asking me to comment on the situation with Shannon. So this is for you. I will not be speaking on it outside of this statement because this has affected many of my friends and it's an emotional situation that I'm very close to. So I would be unable to cover it in the way I do my regular videos. Everything about it is not good and it sucks. I can't even research into it without feeling sick to my stomach, so I hope you understand. I'll be back making videos soon. I'll be very truthful with you. I was surprised Tipster said something. I really was. But I think because Tipster got burnt by John Swan, and I'm not comparing the two. This is not like the John Swan situation at all. I am not comparing the two, and a lot of people are making that comparison. The only thing I'm saying is, I think because he got burnt by John Swan, that's why, one, he waited, and two, reality kicked in his brain. And go, wait a minute. No. No. This, something's not right. Yeah, she is. Yeah, well, yeah, we can look at that too. Hold on, make sure that we are okay. Y'all can't see what I see right now, which is a good thing. I don't want y'all to be able to see it. Oh, okay, Tamimi did say something. All right, I'm gonna read it because I just got the DM showing it to me, so I'm just gonna read it to y'all. All right. This is what Tamimi said. Okay, 1 and 2 is right here. All right. I've been getting lots of questions about CSA, and I'm here to say that I am not handling everything well. The situation is not looking good, and a lot of us are really hurt. The past few days have been rough, and it seems to only be getting worse. Please be patient with me and others during this time. Also, it has gotten to the point where some are using this situation to attack my family / people in my personal life. Okay, that's ridiculous. Come on now. Let's not do that. I have no idea why. Please do not involve them in this. They are not public figures and do not deserve to have horrible things said about them. And I 100% agree. People in real life have nothing to do with this. No family members, no spouses, especially no kids. They have nothing to do with this. And anybody who's doing that, piece of crap. I'm sorry. Piece of crap. If you're involving them, piece of crap. Period, point blank, period. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Yes, Tipster made a video. Tipster did come out with a video. He did a live, and he said it in the live, and then he clipped it and made it into a video. All right, give me 1 second, and we'll look at Creepshow real quick. And then I'll pull y'all in here with me. All right, kids, field trip. All right, so here we are with Creepshow. Now, you know how Social Blade works. It's not like live like it used to be. Thank you, James Charles. Or actually, no, thank you, Toddy, because it was actually after Toddy did what she did to James Charles back then is the reason why this happened. But it's not like live up to the second like it used to be, and they'll dump. But you're looking at... Alright, so this is the time when she was hacked. She got rid of, or whoever had, whatever, during that time, 2,013,553 views were deleted. Okay? I don't know which videos it was. It's some insignificant videos, but we don't exactly know which ones. 6'5", lost 1K, 6'6", lost 2K, and then it was 5K, 6'7", yesterday 6K, and another 7K today. She is down to 483K, where she was at, I think at the peak, 504. So yeah, she's losing subscribers. Yeah, it's taking a nosedive. But I mean, I don't know. What's up, Skip? Wait, how did that happen? Did I turn it back on? Oh no, I turned it on this one. That's right. Thank you for the subscribe. Or am I just getting all them? Okay. Thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Man, Pete. In short, she's fuckered. Yeah. In short, she is. And thank you to anybody who subscribed while we were watching the video. I had to turn off the notifications because it was going so fast that people weren't able to hear the video. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed to me tonight. I truly appreciate you. You know, we're trying to make this channel into something. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much. It's such a way with words. Oh, listen. I truly believe in my heart that Creepshow Art can come back. She can come back from this. It depends. It depends on what Emily shows. But do I think Creepshow Art's gone forever? No. And I think she'll catch shit. I haven't unsubscribed for her because I want to see if she comes back. Thank you for the subscribe. Her videos were privated, not deleted. She can just unprivate them and saw a screenshot on Twitter. Okay, well, there you go. She privated them then. But here's the thing. When you go private, you lose those views. But still, it's... Okay, so... so they're privated. That makes it even better point. If they're privated... Why would a hacker just private videos instead of deleting them? That makes no sense. Thank you for the subscribes. I appreciate it. That makes no sense. Why would hackers private videos instead of deleting videos? Like, seriously. And if I've been hacking you for 8 years, don't you think somebody would delete stuff instead of hiding it? No, her channel's there. I'm not saying she's gone. I never said, but she was hacked during that time when she lost all those views. Thank you for the subscribe. So, yeah, I never said her channel wasn't there. Yeah, I never said her channel wasn't there. She was supposedly hacked between like the second or the first, like for 2 or 3 days she was hacked. And it just so happened to be she got her channel back so she could, just in time to make that community post to defend herself. Just in the nick of time. And then come to find out if what, I forgot who said it, but whoever said it in the chat was true, the videos were privated. They weren't deleted. Is a hacker going to private or are they going to delete? So if that's true, then... Exactly, Raina. This hacker is very strange. Thank you for the subscribes. I appreciate it. So, I mean... It's craziness, man. Hey, I just got here. Do you think Amy is some sort of interpretation of Creepshow Art's own actions? Okay, so we just watched that video about Amy. Who asked that question? I'm sorry. Testing asked that question? Alright, Testing, we just watched the Creepshow Art video about her being stalked for 8 years. And I think that video has sprinkle of truth in it and sprinkle of lies in it. So I can't 100% say. To be honest, I can't 100% say. Stop! Whoever put that. Wait. John Swan's hacker versus Amy for World Heavyweight Hacker Championship. Stop, Beats. Stop. Yeah, no problem. If You Seek Amy, the movie. Dude, this is crazy. This shit's crazy. And no, she has not come out with that video yet. I'm waiting. I am so waiting for this video. I'm telling you, if it comes out tomorrow, we'll look at it tomorrow night. Don't you worry. No, I already have watched True Sleuth's video on it. It was really good. It was a really good video on it. why I feel like she can be in the chat. Like I said, everyone's welcome as long as she acts right. She can be in this chat. I don't care. Anybody can be in my chat as long as they act right. That's all that matters. I think Shannon made the private off of Impulse as a wall of protection or something. I think it's on Impulse because the lack of correct information. Well, she wasn't exactly known for, I mean, can we be honest for a second? She wasn't exactly known for research. Creepshow was known for emotions, not research. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's true. Sue, you're just now subscribing to me? Or is this just now showing up? Let me find out Sue hasn't been subscribed to me this whole time. Wow, Sue, you just subscribed to me. Are you serious? I'm heartbroken. No lie, she did Hopeless Peaches bad. It was horrible. Yeah. See, I never delved into that story because I heard that story ran deep. And look, I'm gonna tell you what. I will say this: if I was Hopeless Peaches, I'd be sitting back like this, going, "I told y'all she won't." I would be sitting back just like this if I was Hopeless Peaches. Not gonna lie, like this. Oh my God. Hey, truth, I know a lot of people who are sitting back going, I tried to tell y'all she won't shit. I'm gonna be very honest with you. It went on for 10 minutes. Yeah, it did go on for a long time from what I heard. I had somebody give me the synopsis of it because I didn't understand what was going on, and I kind of saw it on Twitter. And, yeah, they were telling me, and I was like, the hell is, what? Sue. Sue. It's okay. It just means, Someone archive her videos on Wayback Machine in case she privates deletes more videos. I mean, she probably will. We don't know what's going to go on. We really don't. I'm not going to lie. If she had thrown accusations at me, I would be calling it out too. Fair is fair. Yeah. Yeah, I would too. 100%, I would too. 110%. Thank you for the subscribe, y'all. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Anything else? Listen, when that video comes out, we'll go over that video. Tomorrow at 3, we're just going to kind of discuss the Gabby, Hannah, Trisha. I'm not going deep into it because look, you know how I tell y'all I view H3 and Keemstar the same way? I'm going to be very honest with you. I look at Trisha Paytas and Gabby Hanna the exact same way. To me, they are no different from each other. Ugh. Both of them. Ugh. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be talking about that. And if that video lands tomorrow, we will be talking about that video. And depends on when it lands. If it lands like late at night, we'll be doing it the next night. And that way give it a night to have views and stuff like that, so. Creepshow better redeem herself though. I mean, listen. This shit's kind of deep. Yes, message me while I'm live. Makes total sense. What in the world, people? Oh, I'm not worried about that. So, yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I view them as the same, and I'm just, but if the video comes out too late tomorrow, then the next night we will be covering it. If it comes out early tomorrow, then tomorrow night we'll be covering it. So really it depends on when it drops is when we will be covering it. So, anything else, y'all? Oh my God. What did you DM me with a massive scoop? Okay, no problem. I've already seen that one. Right there. I've already seen it. It was really good. So, yeah. Check out Omnia's video on it. Peanut Gallery has been doing some amazing lives on it. I love Peanut Gallery. I can't help it. But I am going to get out of here. And yes, thank you so much for all the subs and all the subs. Just thank you. I appreciate the fact that y'all took me to 1K, y'all. Like all my subscribers, y'all took me to 1K. It was something that I was starting to wonder if I was ever going to hit that milestone. To be honest, and I truly, I'm appreciative of it. I really am, and I just don't know how much to show my appreciation because I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And with that, I am gonna get out of here, and we made it to 1K, y'all. We made it to 1K, y'all. And remember, babies, keep it real.